So this video is going to be about how to keep your relationships alive while you're in nursing school. So when I was in nursing school, there were a few of my fellow students that were in happy relationships when they first started in nursing school. And then somewhere in the second semester, third semester, the relationship fell apart. How do I know this? Everybody talks about their own life in nursing school. You become sort of like family. For me, I guess I didn't get that family feel. There were times where I just didn't fit in, but other people would talk to me about certain things and relationships fell apart. Either their person that they were with couldn't handle the fact that they didn't have them as much around them, or they just were not happy that they were choosing to go into nursing. There were also some very controlling relationships where the boyfriend didn't want them to go into nursing because it would be making more money than they made. So students dropped out. That particular student dropped out. So to navigate this, it is hard. For me, I was already married and very much established in my relationship. So there was an understanding that I was gonna go, I'm gonna need this from this person, I'm gonna need the time to study, I'm gonna need you to watch the kids at unorthodox times, and you're just gonna have to understand. And it wasn't a I'm doing this and you need to understand type of situation. We had this discussion way before, or not way before, when I was fulfilling my prerequisites for nursing school. So it was an understanding that I was gonna get in no matter what. And we had that discussion, the expectations. We watched videos together. Before you go to nursing school, please do have that conversation with your significant other, whoever that may be. And sometimes you may find a significant other while you're on your way to nursing school or in nursing school. You have to let them know what your life is going to be like. Get their buy-in about it. Watch videos with them, as I just mentioned. Kind of educate them on what it's going to be like. Like, find a video where they're telling you their school schedule. How many hours in clinical, how many hours they study, how many hours, how often a test is, when do they get a break, things like that. For me, when I studied, it was probably 2 to 4 hours a day, and we had an exam probably every 2 weeks. Clinicals were twice a week, and for 4 hours, 4 to 6 hours, I believe. And you still need to get home, and there's so much information to take in that you are required to learn a disease process in a very short time, because you need to know how to implement this in the hospital. Not only as a real nurse, but also as a student nurse. You need to know how to implement CPR procedures, because you may be in a code one day. And yes, student nurses can participate in a code, at least doing chest compressions. But aside from that, you must help them to understand what your life is going to be like, what you're going to require of them. To keep it fresh, to keep it from dwindling, you'll need to basically have a calendar. This will help the other person to understand when your days of studying will be. If you don't live together, if you are a new relationship, it'll probably help to share a Google Calendar where you input your days that you're going to be studying in for how many hours, or put in the blocks of time. From 4 to 6, I'm going to be studying, so that they are aware, so that they won't bother you, so that they can know where you are. And also put in that calendar when you plan to have date nights. Those are very essential and very important to helping your relationship have staying power. As for friends, this is also helpful. You may not need to share a calendar with them, but if you have those type of friends that you can, by all means do, input a time for coffee. Have coffee. You don't have to do anything spectacular, but give them your time. So be willing to give them your time and schedule them into your planner so they don't forget about you. Just make play dates. Make coffee dates on particular days of the month away from exams, and so they can know what to expect from you. Having this consistency and showing up consistently when those things are scheduled will help them to remain steadfast friends with you. But the main thing here is to be consistent and to show up when you have those things scheduled. If you do these things, it'll help you to get through nursing school with your friends and your relationships, your significant other intact. However, if they are not there by the time you get out of nursing school, then they just were not ready for that type of lifestyle that you were going to lead. The main thing that they need to understand is that it's temporary. Your life will go back to normal after these 2 years. And yes, it's 2 years. If they can't get past these 2 years, then maybe they're not worth your time. That's all I'm going to say about that. But hopefully these tips have helped you. Communication is key. And also scheduling in people that understand what your life is like and that you will be studying hard to become something great in the future, which is a nurse, is key. These people need to understand, and you need to communicate as well, and be giving of your time. Okay? Hopefully these tips have helped, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye.